Welcome, everyone, to this episode of the Mortgages by Gretchen show, where I talk to real people who are in the field of real estate or related to real estate, who are not only experts, but they are generous and willing to share their knowledge and their wisdom with us here today. And the goal of the show is for you to gain some information and tips to help you reach your goals in owning real estate and to take some of the guesswork out of what to do or who to call to guide you in the process. And today I have Jenifer Merifield with me. And Jen is a personal excellence mentor and coach. And I met Jen about 12 years ago. I was trying to catch something like that.
Yeah. Could even be more, but let's go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, we met actually in a marketing workshop, and we met soon after that again at You Can Do It event in Toronto. And we really clicked. So we decided to have a mastermind group together with some other people as well. Jen has also coached me to help me master myself and things in my life. Jen is very wise and caring, and she truly has helped me to transform my life for the better.
Oh, so sweet.
You're so welcome. Okay, so Jen, maybe in your own words, tell us about what you do and who you help.
Okay, great. First of all, thanks for having me. This is very exciting. I just so adore you and what you're doing in the world and your team. You guys are an example of really coming together, supporting each other, lifting each other up, and making a difference for everybody else. So with integrity and grace. So I honor you for that. Thank you for having me. So I would say, so it was probably around the time when we met, when I got into life coaching, and I started off as a life coach. And from there, just researched so much and got a lot of different certifications. There are so many really cool branches of coaching and mentorship that you can learn about. I would say the underlying theme of the ones that I have followed the most is in communications. And so anything around the human brain and behavior, trauma, healing, accessing subconscious mind to change thoughts and behaviors that don't serve us. And from there is really what's emerged for me as personal excellence mentoring and coaching. Because what I've discovered was when we learn the habits of what causes us to thrive, which are the personal excellence habits, those are the things that really change our life. And so it's the foundation to all the coaching that I do, regardless of where you come from, what your background is, what job you have. It's when we get self-clarity and really start building the momentum in using the tools of personal excellence, that's when anything becomes possible. So that's really exciting for me. That's what I do. And I work one-on-one. I do mastermind groups and retreats.
I love it. It's so exciting to me, all of this great stuff that you do. My first question, we're all experiencing the effects of COVID-19 in our lives. And how can we find happiness and adapt?
Wow, that's such a great question. I think one of the reasons why people are struggling with the happiness right now is that the uncertainty. It's the unfamiliar, what might be happening in the future that we don't know. And so that uncertainty gives us a reason to focus on maybe not the best case scenario in the future. So one of the best things to do is to catch yourself when you're having those thoughts, when you find yourself in the place of, if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're feeling anxiety, stress, overwhelm, if you're feeling sad, notice what you've been thinking about, because our thoughts will create our feelings, and our feelings will cause us to take certain actions or inactions. So if you're feeling unhappy, you're less likely going to be excited and do things that are going to benefit you. Maybe you'll have the junk food that isn't so great for you, or maybe you will procrastinate or spend money somewhere where it's not going towards your home fund that you want to get a mortgage through you with. So yeah, I would say definitely first thing is to notice where your thoughts have really been, and then shift that. just a really great tool is just asking yourself the question, or what's another thought that would feel a little bit better? And then see what comes up, and then keep taking it further and further until you dissipate the feelings that are uncomfortable. Or what's an even better thought? What does it feel like when I have that thought? Oh, or what's an even better one? And keep doing that until it's like, okay, I get to control how I'm feeling based on what I'm focusing my thoughts on.
I love that. Perfect. So, as you know, our audience are people who are wishing to buy a home, whether they're going to use it as their primary home or they're going to buy an investment property, or they want to invest in mortgages as a private lender. At times, there seems to be some mindset blocks, fears, and anxieties that do hold people back from these goals or taking steps. So, what do you think these fears might be? Some of them, and what are some tips of how to overcome them to have a more of a thriving mindset?
That's a great question too. It all comes from fear. So any of the mindset ones that come up that or don't feel good, it's fear based. So if we're afraid of what might not work out for us, so again, thinking of worst case scenarios in the future, then it can cause things like overthinking, overanalyzing. And when we overthink things and overanalyze, then we start to focus on the minutia, and then we get into perfectionism. And it's like, when we're in a perfection state, nothing is good enough, and we're always looking for what's perfect ahead. When we get close to that, we see that there's even more that we could be doing, so we push the bar further, and we never cross the finish line. Again, it's the difference between perfection and excellence. Perfection tends to come from a survival mindset or victim thoughts coming up of fears and uncertainties and what's not familiar, and then staying in that frame of mind versus, or what could feel better, what's the best case scenario. So when the overthinking comes, you start to feel heavy in your body, or you start to feel maybe your heart race, or you either slow down or get anxious. And so noticing that, really paying attention and thinking, okay, what's a better idea? And will this action or this thought serve me? Will it get me closer to owning my home or further away from it, or getting the mortgage, or doing, whatever it is that your clients are seeking your support with?
I think you've been inside my brain. So that's very useful. I'm going to be replaying this often as needed. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Another area that I work a lot with is people who are self-employed, and they may have some challenges getting mortgages at banks and other places. And so I am fortunate to work with those people to find options. Do you have any specific tips for entrepreneurs? You're an entrepreneur as well, you're self-employed, on having a healthy business?
Yeah, so many. I mean, who you surround yourself with, the messages you surround yourself with, what you put your focus on. So, if you want to know what's going on in the news, limit how much you're going to put focus on that. Get the highlights or whatever it is that's important to you, and really put a limit on it. I think a lot of people are getting sucked into hours of social media because there's so much going on and so many different opinions, and it could affect us in so many different ways. We feel, again, the overanalyzing, overthinking comes in. I need to know, I need to, be prepared. But when we limit it and give ourselves, maybe 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes at night, I know some people are doing hours, the more we limit it, we still get the same information, and we have more room to, not have that as our main focus during the day, and it's not seeping into everything. The people that we talk to and spend time with, that kind of energy is also going to affect, how we're feeling and how motivated we are in our businesses. if we surround ourselves by really supportive, positive people who focus on the good things and encourage us and believe in us and, help, ask questions. What are your ideas for your business? How can I support you and help you? These things are so positive. Sometimes for a lot of people, they just don't have that in their life. And, family can be so well-meaning and so well-intentioned, but can also be very biased and can be, say things like, are you sure you want to do that? Maybe you better be careful, be cautious. And of course we want to know what our family thinks and our closest friends, but that can stay with us and caution us and slow us down from really taking action when we're inspired to go forward in our businesses. So, I would say definitely spend more time, again, like, remember where you're focusing your time the most and spend it with the people who are the most positive. If you can afford to get a coach, coaching is all about forward focus, positivity, focusing on your best skills and improvement, and lowering the ones that are not serving you and replacing them with great habits and great beliefs. Another level from coaching would be mastermind tribes, group coaching. Usually it's less expensive. I know for me, I have a couple of mastermind tribes that I'm hosting very soon, and it's for people who can't afford the one-on-one. During this time in COVID, it's easier to be able to afford it, and you get the support of other people who are doing the same thing, other entrepreneurs who are pushing through and wanting the support, and you can hold a space and you can be held at the same time. We're usually really good at giving and supporting, and less so much as being excellent receivers. So it's a way that you can really receive it as well and really be heard, for people who understand the entrepreneur mindset and all the stuff that we have to do that most people don't realize if you're not an entrepreneur.
That's perfect. I love that. Excellent. Okay, so what would be one last piece of advice for Canadians right now?
Ooh, for Canadians, I mean, get out all your nice scarves and boots, because isn't the weather shifting? Yeah, I really noticed that. I would say, it's, Canadians are known for being polite, and Canadians are known for, just being good, wholesome people. And let's really thrive with that. Let's, take that up a notch to how can we support each other? How can we be an example of what we want to have and to be in our businesses, in our life? There's, owning a home, investing in homes, having it as rental properties, or being, how did you call it for mortgages?
Private lenders.
Lender. Yeah. That's a very exciting thing to partake in and to have in our lives right now. And so right now, during this pandemic and everything that's going on, it's causing a lot of fear for people, and them reconsidering, maybe I should hold back, maybe I shouldn't. But that's, again, another great reason to talk to someone like you about, I mean, you're the expert, you have an idea of where it's going, what the trends have been up until now, and what the safe options are. And so coming together with that Canadian love and just supporting each other in it's something that will help build the economy. It's something that will help lift us up, and owning a home, being a landlord, helping someone else be able to get that home by being a private lender. Again, these are things that it's like being in that thriving mindset, in that way that lifts the energy for other people and gets us all excited about possibilities and what can happen. You look very Canadian today with your red, by the way.
Yeah, I got it going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love being a Canadian.
Yeah, me too, definitely. And you're also from the US, so you understand both.
I am.
Makes you even more brilliant.
Well, it's gives me an interesting perspective from Canadian and US viewpoints, how they differ and how they're alike as well. So
Yeah. So
yeah.
are you finding that, are you finding the mindset has shifted in your business in the last while?
Well, yes. Now I'm fortunate in terms of it's busy. I have so many people who want to buy properties. The market is quite active in GTA and Durham, which is where most of my business is, and people as well wanting to lend money because they're finding maybe the stock market isn't working so great for them, so they're looking for alternatives for the lending. And unfortunately, there are people having struggles who maybe have equity in their home who are saying, well, maybe it's time to consolidate or find a way to come up with some money from the equity in my home to have a better time for a while until things smooth out for their work or, so yes, thank you for asking that. It's but and I personally, I mean, the reason I'm doing this show is because I was a bit stuck in about April, beginning of April, like what I can't do these live events I have planned, and I was fortunate to have great people around me who said, okay, so how could you still do them? And so doing these interviews was a way to reach out to people and connect and then share this with others. So
Mm-hmm. That's great. Yeah, it's super beneficial. It's nice to see all the different perspectives from all the experts, just so readily available for everybody.
yeah,
Yeah.
so many generous people. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Jen, if people want to reach out to you, if they want coaching, mastermind sessions, more information, how can they reach you?
They can go to my website, which is jenifermerifield.com. Jenifer has one N and Merifield has one R, always trips people up. I'm also on LinkedIn and Instagram, a little bit on Facebook, but not very often. And again, it's just my name, Jenifer Merifield, on either of those. You can find me there.
Okay, we'll be sure to share that too when we do the posting. So thank you so much, Jenifer, for being here today. You've lifted me up, and I'm just so grateful for your energy, your caring, your wisdom, and I'm sure you're going to be helping a lot of people who watch this.
Thanks, Gretchen. It's really great to be here.
Okay, thanks. Take care.